What's good, YouTube? As you may or may not know, PU is my favorite tier, even though it isn't officially a Smogon tier yet. That's because it allows you to use your creativity when you are making a team. You have a lot of Pokemon to choose from, and many of them can serve in more than one role. Therefore, every match is completely different, but they are always fun. That is why I present to you guys a PU week. Yes, indeed, for the next 7 days I will give you guys some PU awesomeness every day. So let the show begin. This is a battle against HouseOfWolves100. He is one of these few guys who can really use PU potential. I had quite a few battles with him, not once he broke the same thing, and every single one was loads of fun. So I recommend you checking out his channel, the link will be in the description. Now, looking at his team, I know that if I lose Banette, then every time Slacking comes in, something on my team will have to die. I also know that Behem and Octillery can hit quite hard when given a chance. Other than that, I can't say anything about his team by looking at it, because as I said, that's PU and you never know what to expect. My team, as always, is quite offensive with the exception of Audino, which is a standard cleric. I'm running a Scarf Darumaka with his older brother standard set and a choice banded Banette. Let's get the game started. I'm leading with Simipour, following my own rule. In case of no specific lead, use the thing with the best overall coverage. I didn't expect to see a Slacking on the first turn, so I switch right out to Banette, hoping that he won't predict that on the first turn, but he just goes for a body slam. Now I hit incoming Audino with a choice banded Frustration and he takes that really well. Right now I know he will set up something, so I switch to my own medic as he gets up a Reflect. Now since my Audino is a female, his is a male, we go to the trick room, inevitable happens and I give him AIDS. He isn't happy about that, so he switches to Shackle and on the same turn I go back to Simipour predicting some sort of switch. He sets up a power trick and then takes a Surf, which easily brings him down to the 30, but right now his Shackle has around 600 attack and takes me out with an Earthquake. I bring a Banette to finish him with a Shadow Sneak, but he sees that coming and switches back to Audino. So I switch out again, but seeing that he tends to switch in his Audino against my Banette, I'm planning to use that in my favor later on. Knowing that if he is carrying any attack, he won't use it against the Ghost type, I switch to Pikachu, the MVP of this game. Meanwhile he just rings a bell and that somehow cures him of his AIDS. Now I'm pretty sure that his last move is a Wish, because almost every Audino carries it, so I'm feeling safe to get up a sub as he goes for Trick Room again. Then, having another free turn, I set up a nasty plot, and let me tell you, a +2 Light Ball Pikachu behind the sub pretty much spells trouble for any team, so even though his Behem breaks my sub with a Psyshock, he goes down to a Thunderbolt, and that's one of the major Trick Room threats gone. He brings an Octillery now and hits my incoming Liveni with Octazooka, probably just for a style points. Because I don't see Life Orb recoil, I automatically assume that he is running Specs, though that Octazooka will probably do more in that case, so now I find out that he isn't choice the hard way and get wrecked by a Fire Blast. I go back to Banette and right there, based on an earlier experience, I go for a trick predicting an Audino, but this time he switches to Shackle. I was even thinking about getting my choice band back and then going for a Shadow Sneak, but I knew that he will be aware of Trick now, so I just decided to take out his Fubar Shack right away. In comes Slacking again, and I still don't know his entire moveset, so I go to Audino just to scout. That Night Slash does a lot, considering that I am max HP and defense invested, but he is forced to switch out, and I use that by going for a Wish. He switches to Baltoy and tries to exchange aids with me, but Med ignores her job and avoids that. So now I teach him about protection, even though it's too late now. Meanwhile he sets up his Stealth Rock. I switch back to Banette, just to threaten him with a stab move, but he does still have Audino, which can wall me for days. On the plus side though, every time this thing comes in I have a free window to go to Pikachu and set up all over his face, and that's exactly what I do. So before he knows it, I once again have a +2 Light Ball Pikachu behind the sub, and you know what that means. He brings back Baltoy to take a T-Bolt and probably break my sub with a stab move. Unfortunately for him, I predict that, go for Hidden Power Ice, and that's a dead Baltoy. So now he's forced to fodder his Octillery just to break my sub, and to help you realize how powerful that hit was, that Thunderbolt would be able to kill 2 max HP invested auxiliaries in a row, and with a modest nature it would have a chance to kill 3, so that's pretty much the definition of power. Right now he has only Slacking and Audino left, and because the Trick Room is up for one more turn, I decided to switch to Banette once again, but this time he doesn't fall for that and kills me with an Earthquake. Trick Room runs out now, so I go back to Pikachu knowing that he will either switch out or loaf around this turn, and because I don't know if this thing is supposed to attack in Trick Room or outside of it, I go straight for a Thunderbolt, and seeing that I do outspeed him, I go for it again as he switches to Audino, which takes a T-Ball almost exactly the same. Right there I'm looking at the amount of HP I have and I'm thinking, that looks to be enough for a sub. And right after I create it, I'm like, holy shit, because I have just 1 HP left and he goes for a Toxic thinking that I can't create another sub. For the 3rd time, I set up a nasty plot and Pikachu with just 1 HP takes out Audino as well as Slacking with Thunderbolt and finishes the match. Good game, House of Wolves. I enjoyed it as I did all the games we had. I hope you guys did as well, in which case likes or comments are appreciated and I see you all tomorrow.